Hey everybody, welcome to the Take 3 podcast. Whoa, I guess I blew Jacob's eardrums out. Allergies are really must be getting. We have a great show lined up for you guys. Very controversial one to say the least. We have Kees and Evan going at it. What's new? We have box office predictions. Where's Guardians gonna end up? We have great news, James Bond specifically, and a discussion about fandom, which is gonna spark some flames in some communities. Let's just start out by introducing everybody. Jacob, the guy who I blew his eardrums out. How are you doing?
Sorry, hang on. What? I can't really hear you because you are so fucking loud. Holy
It's Evan.
crap.
Have you not worked with him before?
Oh, man, dude.
The only
And
one
I'm
who gets louder is Chris when he blows up his voice for his friend Schmodown.
But no,
It's
other than that, I'm good. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to start talking some Bond and pissing some people off with our fandom comments. But more so, I'm looking forward to winning my bet tomorrow with my mate. With Guardians not making nearly as much as Beauty and the Beast did. So, yeah, Evan.
Let's move on over to Kees. What's up?
Once again, Evan, you suck at segueing it because it should be me last because I should do the news last. So, Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing. Jesus.
I don't care.
We're 3 minutes in. We're 3 minutes in.
Yeah, fuck you.
All aboard the Derailed Express.
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to watching the debate tonight between Kees and Evan. Very interested to see how the second half goes and how many people will be pissed off by our comments.
Multiples. Going to the man who's probably gonna be the most controversial of the night, Chris Doman. What's up?
What? Me? Controversial? Never.
No.
No, I mean, no, look, it's going to be a great night. I can tell we're going to have a great debate. I can't wait to host that between yourself and Kees. And this is a conversation that when I said it needs to happen, it does. I feel like it does need to happen. And I'm glad that we were able to get some really great guests who will be on during the second half of our show to talk about this with. So,
All right, and now finally moving on to the so ever so precious Kees. How are you doing, Kees?
Hey, Evan.
You want me
thank
to
you
put a
for
pillow under your butt whenever you sit down?
Hey, Evan, thank you for finally giving me the turn to talk because, hey, I'm here too. And of course, I've got some news stories. And you can see my glasses on. This is because I can't put in my contacts right now. My eyes are completely fucked up. But I had a good week. I had some drinks. So let's do this shit. First off, before I dive into the news, my greatest accomplishment this week is that I finally figured out how many screen time Hera has in Rebels. Yay! So much win. Okay.
wait, that
so
was the greatest accomplishment this week?
Yeah, it probably was. In my case, of course. But with that bullshit out of the way, let's just get into the actual news. I also figured out Ahsoka's and Darth Vader screen time, but nobody cares, of course, about that. News! Dark Tower trailer. It came out. I actually saw it like 5 minutes before we went on air. I liked it. I thought it was good. I want to see this movie. I wonder, Chris, you are a big fan of Stephen King adaptations. What do you think of this one?
Okay. Now, if I had been going under the pretense that this was supposed to be a adaptation strictly of the books, I would have been very let down. But
It's a
because
movie.
this is supposed to be a continuation of the story from the Dark Tower series, I'll be honest. Good job. I'm serious.
Lisa like a D's.
Exactly. Lisa like a D's indeed. So, outside of me wondering where the hell this trailer has been, I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to the movie. Yeah, I'm glad to finally get my first real look into it. But I don't know. I'm seeing some faces across the rest of the panel. What do you guys think?
So,
Finally, Jacob, Mr. Aggressive.
Someone go.
This is Oh man, we're off the rails. Okay. I didn't like it. I thought it was. I don't know. I'm getting a real. There's something wrong with this movie vibe. I cannot for the life of me pick the movie that it looks like to me. But R.I.P. Okay, the style, except it looks like the dark and serious version of R.I.P.D., which isn't good.
Oh my god.
Just something about this movie. I don't know. I'm not excited for it. I will see it, but I didn't dig this trailer.
You know, the second I thought we got rid of the second I thought we got rid of Grumpy Jacob from the old reactions. Hey, it's back at it again. Oh, something about this trailer, man. I don't like it. I don't like it, man.
Hey, Evan, what do you think of this trailer anyway?
I actually really liked it. I thought it was super fun. I'm like, all right, I'm
See,
digging
now
it.
that's how you segue a show. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Water is wet. Yeah, I thought it was a really cool trailer. Matthew McConaughey looks like he's gonna be really good in this movie. Idris Elba looks like he's gonna be really good in this movie. I don't know much about the kid, but I really dug it because I know nothing about the Dark Tower series. But what I learned about it is it gave me just enough flavor to know about what the story's going on, and I dig it. I dig what's going on.
Speaking of Matthew, what do you think of it? Sorry.
All right. That's what I call a segue. You just gotta be segueing. Matthew McConaughey.
Holy crap, that was terrible.
That's all I was thinking about was Days of Confused. I thought the trailer was good. I really don't know how to feel about this movie right now. I like the people involved, but again, I don't know anything about the series, so
I don't know how to feel about
hopefully,
that.
Evan, shut up.
Evan.
Yeah, I'm hoping that like another trailer we'll talk about will come out, give me a little bit more of what the story is, and maybe I'll be more into seeing the film.
Yeah, well, look, the thing with Dark Tower, when I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks like good original fantasy. Like we don't get a whole lot of good original fantasy, and I hope this is like, in a way, it did give me a Last Witch Hunter vibe, which was not very good of a movie. Like I enjoyed that movie, but it wasn't particularly good. But we'll see.
Hey,
But
Kearns, I'm going to disagree with you real quick right there on the story part. It gave a lot of story. We knew that Matthew McConaughey's and Idris Elba's character were going against each other. We knew that the Dark Tower needed to be put back together. And for a first trailer, I'd say that's a pretty good chunk of story.
Okay.
For a
All
first
right,
trailer.
I just want to start a fight with everyone.
I'm just having a discussion.
Fight!
Anyway.
Fight! Sorry. All right. But speaking of another trailer that I actually haven't seen, so you guys will talk about this, whoever has seen it. Dunkirk trailer, because apparently this dropped today. I didn't see it. I didn't want to see it because, look, I'm already sold in the movie. I'm already seeing this, so I don't want to see more trailers. But apparently Jacob did. So, Jacob, what did you think of it?
Okay, so I'm on record as the guy who thinks Chris Nolan is good, not great as a director. I've enjoyed all but the last two of his movies. I really love Inception. I really love The Dark Knight. I love Memento and I love Prestige, but I did not like The Dark Knight Rises, and I really didn't like Interstellar. And the first two trailers so far for Dunkirk haven't gotten me on board. I was like, it looks like it's taking itself too seriously. It looks like I don't know the plot. I wasn't keen. Sign me up. This trailer is incredible. This is one of the best trailers of the year. I'm on board. I'm completely 100% on board. I'm wondering what surprises me is it's a hopeful story. That's what's surprising me a bit about this movie, is that it's portraying that the story is going to be a little hopeful in that, hey, 400,000 men just want to get home, and that's it. And these were the men who helped them and stuff like that. So there's a Spielberg-esque vibe to it that I'm getting. I would be very interested to see. I'm curious to see this movie. So, Kearns, what did you think of the trailer?
I agree with
Wait,
you.
wait,
on that.
wait. I wanted to say one thing. It's a terrible joke, but rebellions are built on hope. Sorry.
Oh,
Kearns,
God.
please continue.
I think we'll leave me to do the Jenner so references here. I agree with you.
Well,
Like,
you
I got
didn't do it. I
I got
got
a
to
very
it first.
I got a very Spielberg vibe from it too, which makes me very happy because I'm a huge fan of Saving Private Ryan. I This was my favorite of all the trailers we've gotten so far. This gave me a real sense of what the movie's about. And I like that. This got me interested. Now I want to see the film just to see what happens to these characters that we have set up now. So I'm really looking forward to this movie. Evan, what did you think of this?
It was a good trailer. I finally know what's going on in this movie. Some of the performances look absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm not overly eager just because of Interstellar and the Dark Knight Rises. But I'm excited for this movie. I'm willing to say that now because of this trailer. I'm willing to say that I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Chris? Did you see it?
Okay, so kind of like Case, I've been at work all day, so I have not had a second even to watch this
That's
trailer
fine.
yet. So,
Next story,
Yeah.
which is because we were talking about a Christopher Nolan movie, and Chris Nolan has been rumored to direct the next Bond movie because we don't know in what place the Bond franchise is right now. After Spectre, nothing has been announced really. We don't even know who the next Bond is, if it's still Daniel Craig or it's something new. And we don't know who the director is. But look, if Nolan is to direct a Bond movie, oh my God, yes, I want to see that movie for sure. So that's a great choice, and I think Jacob agrees with me on this one.
Okay, so despite all the shit I just gave Chris Nolan, fucking make this happen, please. I want this so bad. This is the movie he needs to direct. I want Chris Nolan on this franchise so badly. This is his franchise. Give it to him. He has wanted to do this for years. This was the franchise that he wanted. Not Batman. He wanted Bond. And oh my God, give it to him because he needs to direct it. Now, the rumor at the moment is that Warner Brothers got the rights. That's the rumor at the moment going around, that
Oh dear.
Warner Brothers are the ones who actually got the rights to Bond, and because of that, Nolan is going to direct. That's not confirmed. That's not nothing. I actually don't believe it. I think that Sony have kept the rights because I would be shocked if Sony don't get them again. But I want a Chris Nolan film, and I want Daniel Craig. I want Chris Nolan to direct Daniel Craig's Swan Song. That's me. I think that is what's going to happen. I think Chris Nolan is on board, and he's going to direct Daniel Craig's last Bond movie.
Right, so like the last time that Chris Nolan did the last movie for a certain character in a franchise, that didn't end too well. So,
But it wasn't his first. It was his third time on board, and he was hamstrung.
No, that's true.
And he was
That's
hamstrung
true.
because a main actor passed away between films.
That's also true. Chris, your thoughts?
Okay. My thoughts are it's a rumor. Would I like to see this? Yeah. And if Craig does come back for this one last film because it's directed by Christopher Nolan, yeah, I would want to see it. But as of right now, I'm just like, okay, sounds cool. And by the way, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am this close to maybe giving away a digital download code to anybody who can make the best meme out of Jacob's reaction right there that he was having at the start. Seriously, like, give me your
Make
best.
it happen.
Yeah. Kearns, what are your thoughts about this?
I like this. I think Nolan would bring something new to the Bond franchise, which is what you want to see. The Bond franchise is something where it's built upon new actors and new directors bringing something different to the legacy of the character. With Daniel Craig, I'm one of those people who's not. I kind of want to see someone else get their shot at it, just because more Craig has kind of shat all over the franchise. I don't know if he should come back. I mean, if he does, that's fine. Personally, I would love to see like an older Bond. Let's get Timothy Dalton in there. He never got his swan song. Let's get a Chris Nolan, Timothy Dalton old school Bond film.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I know
Sadly.
it's not gonna happen. It's a dream. But yeah, I think Nolan would be really good at this. I think he, again, like I said, he brings something new. Evan,
All right.
what do you think of this?
I'm hope if he does, he's probably going to produce at least a B-level project. I'm hoping A, and I know he can produce an A-level product out of Bond. So I just want a good movie if he decides to direct it. That's all.
Wait,
Just before we move on.
did Evan just say Bruce?
Produce.
Sorry.
Before we move on, I just realized I think that's 2 weeks in a row you guys have seen me fanboy. And I don't normally fanboy, and I think that's the first time I'm starting to let out my inner fanboy.
Because we are the right audience to do it with, Jacob, which is maybe something I might bring up later on in the show. But what's next?
What's next? Well, speaking of directing Bond movies, if Nolan wouldn't direct the next Bond, who would you guys want to see? Let's bring up this discussion.
Matthew Vaughn.
I strongly disagree with Matthew Vaughn, but sure.
It'd be a good choice, but I want him working on more creative things. Look,
Yes.
Vaughn is something where a director can come in and just wreck ship and make a good film. Matthew Vaughn is a creative genius.
Okay.
I want him working on something where he can be stupidly creative, use many colors, many different things, and work on that. Have Matthew Vaughn do something else, please.
I thought he would be.
No. To be fair, Kearns, he's a great director, but I don't
Not
think
for
he'd
Bond.
be not for Bond. Now, believe it or not, even though I hear King Arthur: Legend of the Sword is getting some bad rep, Guy Ritchie.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
would-
can I preface this conversation with
Oh boy.
all right. A Guy Ritchie Daniel Craig Bond, I can see. A Matthew Vaughn Daniel Craig Bond, I can't see. A Matthew Vaughn brand new Bond, brand new reboot, basically
That's
of
what I
Bond
was
with
gonna
a new
say.
character. I'm happy to go there. Let's go back towards the more fun, crazy one and away from the Bourne style of Bond. Okay, Matthew Vaughn's your director.
Fair enough.
The one, okay, I would like to see an indie director trying to. When I say India, it's like a bad word, indie director. But like to me,
Trevorrow.
thank you for bringing that up. Now,
Mark Webb.
nah,
I like the Garfield Spider-Man movies, but
One of them are really good. The other one, studio interference, maybe.
all right. I'm gonna get a lot of crap for saying this, but I actually think someone who could direct a Bond
George
movie
Lucas.
and direct a Bond movie pretty well, I think would be. I actually think someone who would be cool was Justin Lin.
And
But after what he has done with four Fast and Furious movies, and and the new Star Trek movie, I'm happy. I'd give him a Bond movie.
Anybody else have any other suggestions before we move on to me wrecking Case?
not really. You know,
Well, we got
maybe-
box office.
we got box office, but look, we all know what's gonna make number one.
I've got
Is
Fate of
it-
the Furious.
Yeah.
Isn't that what's
How to
opening
Be
this
a
weekend?
Latin Lover.
Sorry, that one. Right, yeah.
The conclusion?
Oh, right. No, that's right. No, sorry. What the circle? The circle was going to
Oh,
have
yes,
a
yes,
resurgence.
Jacob, I'm
and come
sorry.
Back to number
Yes.
one.
Actually, no. I had King Arthur getting one.
No, of course. Number one is going to be. All right, I'll start with
Alien
my list.
Resurrection.
All right. My number 5. I have Beauty and the Beast coming back into the top 5.
Ooh.
I have Boss Baby at number 4. How to Be a Latin Lover at number 3.
Yeah, you're definitely not one of them. Sorry.
Number 2, I have The Fate of the Furious. And number 1, I have Guardians of the Galaxy with 171 million.
My
Oh, is that the
list
tiebreaker? How much it
exactly-
makes?
Yeah.
How much
of
it
course,
makes.
That's always the tiebreaker, right?
Fair enough.
Didn't you get the memo? Sorry.
No, Lucius Fox, I didn't.
Thank you.
Here, I'll go.
Memo.
Oh,
Number 5, I have The Circle. Number 4, I have How to Be a Latin Lover. Number 3, I have Boss Baby coming back into the top 3. Number 2, I have Fate of the Furious. Number 1, I have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, making a whopping $135 million.
Oh,
my list is basically like Jacob's, except for whatever reason, because as usual when we do this, I always preface with, I suck at this with this circle. I don't know why. I have that at 5, and then everything else is the same as Jacob's. Guardians is gonna make... I'm gonna go with a bold move, Cotton, and say... I don't know, 150 maybe? Again, suck at this
that's
too.
actually a pretty smart play.
150. The word of mouth, sadly, I like the movie. Word of mouth hasn't been the greatest, but we know the Marvel fanboys are going to go and see this like 3 times this weekend. So
Probably. All right, yeah, and then for me, I've got. I'm actually gonna.
Wait. For you personally? Sorry.
For me personally, I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna follow Jacob's suit a little bit here. I'm gonna say number 5, Beauty and the Beast comes back into the fold. Number 4, Boss Baby. Number 3, How to Be a Latin Lover. Number 2, Fate of the Furious, and number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy at.
You gonna price this right me? You gonna price this right me?
167.
Oh, fuck you!
All right. So I'm probably the highest on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and I actually have a number 5 that all you guys haven't mentioned yet, because apparently this is my favorite movie of all of them. Bahubali 2, The Conclusion, is going to come in at number 5. Then Boss Baby at 4, How to Be a Latin Lover at 3, Fate of the Furious 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm the highest on that one with 179.
All right. Well, that's it.
I can't have it doing that. It can't beat Beauty and the Beast. Otherwise, I lose $50.
But it will beat Beauty and the Beast.
I don't think it is.
It might. So now we got the box office out of the way. Let's get on to
Yes.
what I really hope is going to be a new favorite around this show, and that is our little segment called "I Am the One in the Middle." So,
Wow.
thank you.
Hashtag fucking terrible.
Anyway,
Someone please make that a sound bite for us.
yeah, exactly.
Is that Mike?
God, you motherfuckers! I swear, sometimes. One day I'm gonna fire every one of you. Anyway,
Chris, you wouldn't be able to wipe your ass without us.
Yeah, you wish. All right. Anyway.
No, it's
So how this is gonna work is we have 2 competitors. Sometimes it's a team, sometimes it's singles. We're gonna have 2 different sides of one debate. Then everyone's gonna give their opening statement. They're gonna give about 2 minutes of their reasoning and their back and forth. Then we can have a final statement. They each get a minute apiece. And this week's topic, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is coming out.
Best Marvel.
Well, no, it's not necessarily the best Marvel movie per se, but this is between Evan and Kees over which one is better. Captain America: The Winter Soldier versus the original Iron Man. Kees will be representing Iron Man, and Evan will be representing Captain America: Winter Soldier. Now, Jacob, Kearns, who do you want to go first?
I have a little bit more experience.
Well, I don't
Kees
know.
won last time. Kees can
Yeah,
go first.
Kees won last time, so.
Actually, I won and then I lost. So
True.
Well, but in the actual debate,
You won against Evan last time.
That's true.
And-
He did win against Evan.
of
So,
course I did. Everyone wins against Evan.
But you also won against me, so.
except Harvey.
yeah. Oh.
Good night, everyone. I'm about to be fired.
hashtag too fast, too furious.
Anyway. So, but yet, yes, Case, I will give you 1 minute on the clock to give your opening statement as to why Iron Man is the better movie. And time starts when you start talking.
All right, so back in 2008, we just had like a Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and Spider-Man 3, two of like the shittiest Spider-Man 3. There's two of the worst received Marvel movies ever. So nobody was expecting anything of fucking Iron Man of anything. And then it came out and everyone saw it and it was like, "Oh my god, this is such a surprise. This movie is so great." Yes, I want more Iron Mans. They actually pushed Iron Man 2. They wanted to make that happen ASAP to make sure that they can continue that universe. Thanks to that first Iron Man, we have the entire universe. Thanks to the first Iron Man, we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. If we didn't have Iron Man, we wouldn't have Winter Soldier, not the other way around. And also, the first Iron Man was a great movie. It was extremely well directed by Jon Favreau. They casted Robert Downey Jr. perfectly in the role, and it was just so much fun. Such a good movie, and one of
15 seconds.
Like, even though you had Dark Knight come out in the same year, people still remember that first Iron Man. People still love that first Iron Man, and it's, I think, a little bit underrated now that a lot of other good movies in the MCU have come out. But people don't realize that the impact that it made back in 2008. It was huge. It was so big.
3,
it was just amazing.
2, 1. All right, that was a pretty good opening statement. Now, Evan, your 1 minute begins when you start talking.
Captain America: Winter Soldier had probably the best character arc in any MCU film, where we actually see Captain America become a character himself, him involving himself into what he believes is right, his pride getting in his way of everything else, and we see him go through this leadership and marks of he has to leave. He had to lead Black Widow. He had to lead Nick Fury into what he felt was right, and then he had this inner conflict: should he kill Bucky? Should he not? And it was such a good character study of the character of Captain America, and of Steve Rogers, and we saw that throughout the film. And it was also now part of the revolution of Marvel. It was the first movie that marks off Marvel not being known as comic book movies anymore, but known as good movies. That started off the trend for Captain America: Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange. You know, they're now becoming these new different movies, sci-fi movies. They're now becoming
10 seconds.
Political thrillers. That it started this whole new revolution of MCU films.
5,
where it was just
4,
bang for bang for bang. That's why
3,
Captain America: Winter Soldier is
2,
important and a fantastic
1.
film.
Okay. Wow. We're actually to a great start. I'm loving this.
Great opening statements.
Yeah, I was saying. Any thoughts, Jacob and Kearns?
Yeah, just like I said, great opening statements. Can't wait for the rebuttal.
Good. I just want to start hearing a bit more on why the other films not as good, or not is not as it isn't as worthy as your film.
All right.
I haven't heard that enough yet.
Fair enough. I'm now putting 2 minutes on the clock. And, gentlemen, start your engines for debate. I start when you start talking.
Case, the floor is yours.
Okay. Give me a second.
Okay.
I lost my story. I just had it.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I know. God damn it, I have to.
All right, guys.
All right. So the reason that Winter Soldier is not as great as the first Iron Man is the first Iron Man, first of all, has a better villain. I think that Jeff Bridges is severely underrated as Ironmonger. He's actually pretty good in that movie, and people give him crap for like, oh yeah, it's one of the disposable Iron Man. It's one of the disposable Marvel villains. Look, back in 2008, they had to do a lot. And if you want to talk about good movies, look, the first Iron Man already was a good movie. The first Thor, was a good movie, and especially the first Avengers movie was a good movie. It's like they already started off with making good movies. Captain America: Civil War or Winter Soldier, I'm sorry, didn't change that per se. They just did something differently, but they do something differently with every movie, and every movie they do something different with, they succeed because Marvel really knows how to work that. But it's not necessarily because Winter Soldier did that. It's like the first Iron Man started off great. It was a surprise to everyone. It was like, oh, wow, Marvel can actually make good movies. And then it started off the chain of great movies after that. It wasn't Winter Soldier that did anything for that. And look, as I said, like the villain, it's a lot better, in my opinion, simply because the villain in Winter Soldier is actually debatable. You got Alexander Pierce, who's like playing it, and he's a one and done villain, just like Ironmonger. And then you have Bucky, and look, honestly, the story arc of Bucky pissed me off because I was like, in the first movie, they kill him off, but they bring him back. And by the time that you have Winter Soldier, that is a trope that Marvel has used so many times. Like, we kill him off, but we bring him back in the same movie later,
seconds.
or you bring him back in another movie. And in Winter Soldier, they actually do that twice. First with Bucky Barnes, and second off with Nick Fury. It's like, how many times is Marvel going to continue this trope? And that's something that Iron Man actually doesn't do. They kill off Ironmonger, they don't bring him back. So
1 time. Okay. Evan, your 2 minutes on the clock starts when you start talking.
Well, I guess you're in the minority case because Ironmonger was not a good villain at all. Jeff Bridges played a really weak character, really off tempo, and the character arc of the villain was very unstable. It was kind of like this. He was all over the place, and we don't really actually know why he didn't like Tony Stark. I guess there were politics within that business, but it wasn't shown in the correct way for the audience to understand. Their final fight was kind of weird for me. It wasn't a final showdown. It was just kind of, oh, Ironmonger's dead, bye. And Winter Soldier didn't really need a villain. That wasn't the point of the movie. It was more of a character study. The villain, Robert Redford played, was there just to pull some strings to keep the story moving along, which is a good job that he did. And then Bucky Barnes isn't necessarily a villain. He was a plot device in order to show the inner conflicts that Captain America had within himself. And I want to talk about huge impacts real quick. If the movie had a huge impact, then The Dark Knight and Iron Man would be in the same conversation all the time. Because you're arguing that it had a great impact. The Dark Knight had a much bigger impact during that year, which I think people fail to notice because they would be in the same conversation. Remember that year that The Dark Knight came out? Yeah, Iron Man also came out that year. People normally don't say that. They just say The Dark Knight. Whenever people talk about Winter Soldier, they talk about it on its own because it was that good of a movie. It started a transition for Marvel movies. They were no longer comic book movies. They were movies that people talked about. There was small buzz for that movie to be considered for an Oscar. There was no buzz for Iron Man to be considered for an Oscar. That's the revolution it started. So Captain America Winter Soldier just had this kind of hype behind it where everybody was getting behind this movie and people were really starting to fully recognize and understand what it was for. And that
15 seconds
for me why Winter Soldier took it and elevated a step above to why comic book films went to the next level is because of Captain America the Winter Soldier. Thank you.
all right, I want to fact check you for 1 second because you mentioned the Oscar thing. Iron Man got nominated for 2 Oscars, Winter Soldier for 1.
I said Oscar buzz for like best picture and best screenplay.
No, but it didn't get any nominations. So.
Buzz.
Well, sadly, but
nominations.
but still, no. Damn.
Yeah, Evan
Damn.
and Kees, great jobs with the
Jeez.
rebuttals.
Well done. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We come to our closing statements. I'm putting 1 last minute on the clock.
But before you do that,
Oh, yeah. Dude, like I said, I don't start till you start talking.
no. Before you go to that, everyone's thoughts.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Kearns, got any thoughts on the arguments?
Again, really great arguments. I thought they did what I wanted them to do. I don't want to show my cards until the very end about my leanings right now.
Jacob?
What's the chess?
I'm the same. It's funny because both competitors have one argument each, and if they get it, to me, can win it. and I haven't heard that argument yet for either. But like, I'm still, I don't know who I'm leaning for yet, but there is an argument that both of them can make. And if this person makes that argument, I'll lean to them. If this person makes that argument, I'll lean to them, because that's, yeah. But neither of them are men. If they both make it, it will depend on who makes the better one.
Right. No, and I would say I'm there myself, but okay. Right now, I'm about 60-40. So a little bit pulled towards one, but we'll see where this last bit goes. So, Case, like I said, man, I start when you start talking.
Yeah. 1 second. I have to.
While he collects his thoughts, actually, I do want a quick check on the chat, which it looks like it's actually going right now. This is
Yay!
Nice.
We got a few people going in the chat. So Timothy Smith does ask, "What did we think of the Defenders trailer?" I know it's TV, but we may talk. We might talk about that a bit later. Day has a few questions. So if we do have time for questions later today, we will address some of these. But guys, in the chat, let me know, what are you thinking of this debate? I'm sitting in the chat. I'm going to answer your questions, just me personally.
I'll do my best too.
Because
I'll answer one or two.
Because Evan and Case are debating, I'll keep you guys entertained in the chat as well. So let's. All right, Case, are you ready?
Okay, Case
Yeah,
is ready.
I got it. Okay.
Go.
All right.
So one of the things that Evan said in his argument is Robert Redford's character. That is exactly my point. You don't remember his name. I remember Alexander Pierce because I've seen the movie probably more times than you, while you are actually the bigger fan. But the thing is, like, you don't even remember the character, because while he is good, he's not that great and he's not that memorable, actually. And like Bucky, you only remember because of his arc through 1 and 3, and not necessarily because of 2. And that's like a kind of a forgettable part about that one. And you do remember Jeff Bridges, for better or for worse, because at least he is an impact on that first movie. Also, you talked about the character arc. The character arc of Tony Stark throughout the entire MCU is one of the best character arcs like ever in movies. He has been in I believe like 6 movies in the MCU, and he has a great arc throughout that, which started with the first Iron Man. And the first Iron Man already is a very good character arc. You see how he is a cocky asshole at the beginning and how he grows to become a good person, and that's what he does great in that movie, I think.
One time. Ooh,
fuck.
He is bringing the heat, bringing the debate. I'm loving this. Okay. Evan, floor is yours when you're ready.
So about 3 weeks ago, I did see Iron Man, and I still forgot Jeff Bridges' character's name. Ironmonger, I heard that from you. That's all I knew. That's all I knew. The third act falls apart too. The third act of Iron Man is so bad for me. It's so spotty in so many different places. It doesn't actually tie in the movie all together. Like you said, Iron Man's arc is complete. I don't think it is. I still think he's a cocky butthole at the end of the movie. He doesn't do Iron Man things. He still goes out and he goes, "Yeah, I'm shutting out."
I talked about the full MCU.
You said there's a good arc in the first Iron Man, and I'm saying there's not. And the fact that it has to take all 6 movies for him to have a good arc is quite sad. Where in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, there is a full, complete arc that everybody can see. You're saying the Bucky arc is just there. The Bucky arc is there for Captain America. It is a Captain America movie, not a Bucky Barnes movie. And also, Robert Redford, he is a good villain because you can tell he's pulling the strings while performing really well to pull the strings of Bucky. Thank you very much. Captain America: Winter Soldier, great movie as a character study and a political thriller of Captain America. Thank you.
I disagree with so many of that. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, no, seriously.
Great debate, guys.
Wow. And it's kind of funny because Jacob, what did we wind up agreeing on a couple weeks ago that people don't know how to debate anymore?
Oh yeah,
and yet
they were respectful and they debated. It's good.
Exactly. So, but yeah, no, this is damn. See, now my poll's actually a lot closer. I gotta hand it to both of you. Jesus. Yeah. So, Jacob.
All right.
All being presented.
Okay. Everything that's being presented. Okay. I'll tip my hand. the two things that I think were that I was saying before that I think that could have won it for either of them. Evan didn't talk enough about the twist. I think the Hydra twist, if you brought that up and the ramifications that had on the MCU, you could have won this very easily. And the fact that had ramifications on the entire MCU and not just the standalone film, that could have won you easily. Case, I didn't think you talked enough about how Iron Man is a self-contained film apart from the MCU, while leaving hints about setting up a further universe of it. You touched on it, but I think if you touched on that a bit more, you would have won. However, I am going with Case because I do think he had a better argument about why his film was a better film. Evan, you kept saying the same things over and over again, and you weren't using stuff in the film to justify it. Case actually was using stuff in the film to justify it.
Yeah,
and
because I love the goddamn movie.
Yeah, and that to me just was while Case, I do think you were bringing in a lot of opinion, and that's something that I would say you need to work on a bit.
Yeah.
Evan was doing the same thing, and I wasn't hearing fact, and that was to me something that why I'm giving it to Case.
Okay. Now that's okay. That's fair enough. Kearns, let's hear from you.
Really great arguments. Actually, I'm going with Evan. I think he had a better rebuttal of Case's statements. I think the stuff with Ironmonger, the ending, and also the real fact, Case actually was kind of winning it for me in his final statement with Iron Man, but then Evan's rebut of that, yeah, Iron Man, it kind of takes him 6 movies to get a 4, whereas Cap has it in the one film. That kind of won it for me because I'm a big character person, and I think that point hit it. Even though there were holes in some of the arguments, I think Evan's final, that was a good listen and pick up and hit. And so in a debate like this, that's what won it for me. But it was very close throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, and
No pressure, Chris.
I know, right? So who would I rather be mad at me for the rest of the night?
Oh, come on!
You can't pick it like that.
No. Based on the arguments, as a certain
no,
host
that's what I'm
likes to
saying.
say.
Like, no, and I can tell the both of you are gonna be kind of mad at me no matter who I pick. So
I'm neutral. I'm not picking. Haha.
But everything that's been said tonight, Case, you almost saved yourself with your closing statements.
God damn it.
But when Evan had his 2-minute arc and how he actually talked about how the film also had some ramifications for the industry and not just the MCU, that's actually where he got me. So
Wait, where? Okay.
So Evan, by the slightest of margins,
Yay!
you won tonight.
And with that, we are going to break. We will be back at 9:20. Sorry, I had to cut this whole thing short. Thank you so much for fighting me, Case. Thank you, Matthew and Chris, for voting for me. Jacob, you can go screw yourself. And we will.
Oh, come on, Evan.
Come on.
Like that.
Okay. So yes, all being said,
And we're about to have a talk about fandom.
That was a great debate. And when we come back from break, we'll be having a discussion about fandom. And we're also bringing some special guests from the Schmoville and Movie Trivia Schmodown Facebook groups. We have Brian Fernandez, Manning Franks, and Kristen Smith all coming in. It should be a great time. Guys, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you after the break.
Real quick, I'm going to be on the chat, guys. So if you just want to stay around on the chat, I will be answering some questions because I got nothing better to do. Alrighty.
I can join with that perhaps.
God.
Oh wait.
Shame. Speech impediment. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's where he repeats himself. Stuttering. Damn. Almost. Right. Let's see if you can get this last one. The Academy of Star Wars. What is
I
the
better
name?
get this.
What is the name of the shuttle that Han, Luke, and Leia used to get on Endor?
Shuttle Triderian.
Wow!
At least you got that one.
Nice.
Well done.
Done. Okay. So we come in
Everyone's in the
round.
lead, 3-1. That's not what I was expecting.
That's not all I was expecting, but you know what? I'm impressed. I am impressed. So we come to round 2, and it will go as such. Each competitor will choose a number between 1 through 6, which pertains to a certain movie category. You will be given the names ahead of time, but not the number they are associated with. And you may pick twice, but you must stick with the second option if the first one is not to your liking. You will then be given 4 questions with 2 points apiece, though multiple choice is available for 1 point, and there is stealing in this round. Evan, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first or second?
Second, please.
Okay. Woodburn. The categories in this round are drama, DC, action adventure, Steven Spielberg, Pixar movies, and 2010s. Please choose a number between 1 through 6.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 3.
That is the category of action adventure. Would you like to stick with that or go for something else?
Okay. The key here is to not get Pixar. So I want to risk it.
Risk it.
Action adventure, I'm fairly good at.
Do it.
I'm gonna go again.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 5.
That is the category of drama.
Okay.
I will
I can
read
live
you
with that.
I'll read you your questions in this round. Case will read for Evan. Your first question, category of drama. In Patriots Day, how many days after the bombings do they capture the second brother?
Multiple choice.
Okay. Your options are A, 2 days, B, 4 days, C, 6 days, D, 8.
I'm gonna go with 4.
That's correct for 1 point. Second question. Who are the 2 leads in Marley and Me?
Jennifer Aniston, Owen Wilson.
He takes
Correct.
the lead. Nicely done.
Good job.
Okay.
Love that movie.
Yeah, don't watch it and drink. Bad idea. Your third question.
So we're supposed to be back, but well,
Hello.
yeah.
What?
Hi.
What?
Hey, there we are.
We're here
It's not that
We're ready.
embarrassing.
for
Oh, shush you.
I'm gonna be eating, by the way. So
So much.
Okay.
All right. So we're now back on the second half of the
Kristen.
podcast,
Hey.
and our guests are slowly filtering themselves into the chat.
hello,
Join us.
or die.
Right?
Join us. Join the madhouse.
Ooh, is that an Anthrax reference?
I have absolutely no idea what that was, but I have heard it before, so I just went, fuck it, I'm going to go for it. I don't know what I'm quoting.
Okay. So,
We have officially broken Jacob to madness.
I'm mad.
He
I'm
is
mad as
ugly,
hell, and
so
I'm not going to take this
he's mad
anymore.
mouse.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And we have no audio from Evan.
God damn it.
Evan is
We
a
have
mute.
lost Evan.
You
We've
know,
lost him again.
Evan.
you know, I wish that were the case permanently sometimes.
Oh, come on, man. That's a little.
Still nothing, Evan. That's all right. Okay, so we'll just get started on the segment without you, and then as you
Evan
try
can
to-
drop out, and then we can come
Yeah.
back in and
Yeah,
try
they
it.
come back in.
And
We'll be
The
all
joys of doing a live program.
right. But no, so here we are in the second half. Now, a couple weeks ago, we sort of started when we were doing our Carrie Fisher debate.
You opened a wormhole.
I did open a wormhole, and I'm okay with that because
you do.
I wanted to have a chat about something that I think that started off great, but now I feel like is almost harming the art of, well, not just film, but life. And that is fandom. What do I mean by that? When someone is overly attached to whether it's a franchise or something along those lines, they grow a almost obsession with it.
Like me.
And well, yeah, and
And that's not the bad part.
That's not the
bad
bad
part
part.
Is when that obsession and everything does not allow you to see why someone wouldn't like it, and you don't accept no matter how well points are made against it. You just blindly say they're stupid and they're wrong. That's a problem.
Yes, and with that, we've been seeing a lot of that over the last few years, but more specifically for us, we've seen that just recently on the movie trivia Schmodown page, and with that, I made some call outs to some great people from the Schmoville Facebook group. That being our special guests. I don't know where our third one is. He will probably be along shortly, but I would like to introduce one of the admins of the Schmodown Facebook group, Kristen Smith, and also Manning Franks, a good friend of the show. Guys, you are free to unmute.
Join whenever you would like.
Join on.
There he is.
There they are. Awesome.
Welcome to the Madhouse.
Yay! Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Oh,
Glad you could join us for this discussion because, just real quick, I want to get your thoughts. Manning, what are your
Yes.
general thoughts on the idea of fandom?
The idea of a fandom, at its core, to me personally, is where you have a group.
Sorry.
Did I miss something?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Continue
At
your
its
story.
at its core is a group of people together that celebrate something they all love. And recently, I just came back on, just so you guys are mentioning this, there is a level of toxicity that has been associated with fandoms recently. But at its idea, at its core, fandoms to me are great. We're all fans of the Schmodown. We are part of this fan group. We're all fans of Star Wars. And we were all part of this specific group. So at its core, I think that the fandoms are, in and of themselves, a way for fans to connect and love and gush over something they truly appreciate.
Yeah, no, exactly. But Kristen, as an admin of the Movie Trivia Schmodown Facebook page, I want to get some firsthand account. What has been some of the stuff that you've seen that has made you kind of sad about how far fandom can take people?
Check one, two. Check one.
Yes, Evan, we hear you.
Ben,
Evan, shut up.
Hey, Evan.
Sorry, I just have to. This beautifully sweet setup, wonderful moment of segue, just discussion, and Evan just jumps in.
Completely wrecked by Evan the fucking Jack. Well, thank you, you 16-year-old fucking
Evan, I
prick.
swear to God, after this,
I'm
you
gonna kill
and I are gonna have some words. But anyway, Kristen. So like I was saying, what?
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
All right. Yep. I have those sometimes. Okay. So here's the thing. So I'm a newer admin, right? I'm not been on very long, a little bit more than a week on both pages. And it's really a bit of a mess because people just assume that it's okay to joke around with everybody and it's okay to kind of rag on people that they don't know. And while it's okay to joke, and if anyone knows me, that's like half of everything I say is a joke. It's fine to joke around with people, right? Especially if you know them or you have like a rapport with them. But these are complete strangers. I mean, we know their personalities on videos, and we know kind of sometimes what they message, and sometimes they'll retweet us, and we feel like they're, automatically our friends now, but they're not. And we have to remember that, and we have to respect that they're human beings that don't necessarily know us, and we don't know them. And that's where kind of fandom gets a little iffy, because they most of the time appreciate when people are commenting at them and talking about them, and a lot of them even appreciate when you're joking with them and stuff, but sometimes it just goes too far, and it can get really ugly when it goes too far.
It certainly can. And Kearns, firsthand, you know of a little. You've had a little bit of kayfabe with the guy who we're sort of talking about to an extent, that being the outlaw John Roca. Now, how did you two when you've had your little Twitter spats?
Mhm.
How have you defined the line and where not to cross it?
Well, the thing is, for me, now here's my thing. For those of you who were still talking Schmodown, you guys may remember earlier this year I did the Fan Movie Trivia Schmodown Awards. And with that, John Roca was one of the kind people who actually did an acceptance speech for the awards he won. Since then, I've actually had a very good rapport with John Roca, which is why now I feel fine getting in joking, because if anyone knows me, I mean, come on, Yodi Alliance for life. I like to play around with John Roca. The thing is, I know the line to cross is I never personally attack John Roca. What I attack is the outlaw, the character he is playing. I attack that. I attack the cockiness of that, the all the belts, all the records, and that's what we need to realize is I feel like because it's an internet show, we think, oh, well, then they're real people. John Roca, I can tell you guys this, he is 100% the opposite of what the Outlaw is. I know, because I've talked to him, because you know what? If John Roca was anything like the Outlaw, a 18-year-old, when I was doing that, who messaged him about doing these fan awards, the Outlaw would have told me to fuck off, because why would I do this? He's a real person, and he's nice, and so that's why when you can do this stuff, and you can play around with them, know that you're always playing around with the persona, not the person.
Yes, I cannot agree more. Jacob, as a member of Outlaw Nation, do you feel it's right for members of and Manning too? I forgot. I want to get both your takes on this real quick for a second. Do you think it's at all right to think that you are allowed, as a member of Outlaw Nation, to speak for the outlaw in terms of, talking about like let's say fuck Mark Riley or something like that?
No, God no. It's okay. Here's the thing about that gets me is we are a group of we as fans of something, and I understand this is where I'm going to get all psychological and shit.
Do it.
I understand the reasoning behind it. I adore Doctor Who. Okay, that's what I love. Doctor Who. Now, I hate the new seasons of Doctor Who. The last 3 seasons have been terrible, but I still love it. Now, if I say that the last 3 seasons have been terrible, I'll get yelled at. Here's a better example. All right. I love the show Rick and Morty. That is my favorite show on TV right now. There is not a bad episode of Rick and Morty.
In your
personally, I don't think there is a bad episode of Rick and Morty. My sister despises that show. She cannot get into it whatsoever. I try and show it to her, and she just can't get into it. I keep trying, but I don't ever scream and yell at her and say, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Why? How can you not like this show? What is wrong with you? It is perfect." Yada yada yada. Like, but I get the idea. Like, I love Rick and Morty enough that you have a sense of ownership over it because it's something you discovered. It's something that wasn't. It was something that was small and now has gotten big, and you feel like, well, this was something that I discovered and I own. And if someone doesn't like it, I get it. You feel hurt by it, but it's subjective. It's all subjective, and they have it. Other people have an opinion of something. I don't like the DCEU. I have not been a fan of any of the DCEU fans. I understand why DCEU fans right now are upset over the amount of hate that those movies are getting. But to turn around and go, you're all attacking, this is terrible, that's where the line is drawn. Now, Marvel fanboys, and trust me, I'm on the dealing end of Marvel fanboys right now because of my Guardians review. I actually think Marvel fanboys at the moment, they need to. It has gotten to a point where the movies have been so consistently good for so long that nothing can ever be bad about them, and that to me is something that we need to address. Where it is possible for something you love for someone else not to agree with you, and
yeah, and and speaking of Manning, real quick, is there such a thing as disagreeing with someone wholeheartedly, but still being able to completely respect that opinion in this current day and age?
Absolutely. Watch this. Jacob, I watched your review of Guardians of the Galaxy. I recently saw it, and while I don't agree with it, I see where you're coming from. There you go. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. It still lives today. This idea of toxicity, as I previously mentioned, in the fandoms, to me, is getting too much. Recently, Josh McDermott of The Walking Dead, who plays Eugene, was getting death threats for what his character was doing on the show. That is ridiculous. It is a character. It is a fictitious world. When you start getting all hyped up over something that doesn't exist, it's entertainment, people. Start separating reality from fantasy. It's a type of thing where you invest so much. I can see why people start investing so much. Because when something happened to a certain character on The Walking Dead, I was devastated because that was my favorite character. I'm sure everyone knows by now, but I'm not going to spoil it just in case.
Yeah.
But because I'm a nice guy like that. But that hurt. But what did I do? I didn't go off on Robert Kirkman, whoever wrote or directed that episode, because, hey, that's the way the world is built. I was upset, but I was a level-headed fan, and it is totally possible now. It's harder because the negativity sounds louder, more so than the positivity, but it is totally possible.
It's funny you bring that up. Evan, I'm curious to know, have you also been noticing a trend of how people tend to respond more to negative stuff than positive stuff?
Yeah, okay. Let's take let's take this whole MCU and DCU thing and put it all into one. If Jacob gave Guardians of the Galaxy a good review, it might have only gotten 4 likes, but he gave it a negative one, 6 dislikes. That is now
negative publicity is still publicity because it's all about branding, right, Evan?
Okay.
Come on, Kees.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Okay, so it's for me, it just kind of goes out to prove like people want to react to negative stuff so they can have their own opinion justified if it's a good one. People also want to have their own negative opinion justified as long as other people agree with it, like with the DCEU. Most of the people do not think those movies, at least Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad, are good. But the issue is the response to it is the matter of fact of there's this very tiny margin of DCEU fanboys. I'm not saying fans, but fanboys. About, we'll say like a good 20% of them. they get all up to arms, and you know these are the ones that you hear about. At least they get all up into arms and be like, but this movie's better because of this, and this movie's better. They don't give you a solid reason. They don't give you a critical and intellectual reason of why they believe that movie is fun, good, or something of that aspect. That's a big problem for me. People are losing the art of debate. I know I told Jacob to screw off because he didn't vote for me in the debate last time, but if you've seen our shows more than enough times, you know that we're just playing around because we're all friends. But on the internet, I don't know who I'm friends with, you know? Sabrath might put something on the page, but I'm not going to respond to him negatively because I don't know him personally. I don't talk to him on the... Actually, no, that is untrue. I do talk to him on a day-to-day basis.
Well, that's because he stalks you all the time.
Move along.
All right, okay. Hold on.
I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
It goes back to what Kristen says. We don't know these people. We don't really know them. Yes, I've met some of the most Collider crew, but they don't remember my face. They don't remember some 6-year-old boy who still has voice cracks every 5 minutes. They don't remember me.
Slightly stalks him.
Sorry, that's at Chris Woodburn.
No. That's just the gals, not the guys. But yeah.
Guys, move along.
Move along.
But my point is we just have to learn how to be more intellectual about it. We just have to learn how to drive ourselves to actually be critical with each other. No.
By the way, guys, if for anyone watching this, if Evan is telling you to do this, you know you did something wrong. Sorry.
Well, no. Okay.
If Evan is actually smarter than you in this argument, like, come on, are you fucking kidding me? No, but seriously, this is what's wrong with people.
Hold on.
No,
Now,
I haven't had any peace.
I was about to give you one. Jesus. I'm trying to set you up, motherfucker.
Okay,
We're never getting any guests on this show again.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I know this is derailed, but look. Okay.
Chris.
Case, as I was about to set you up for, now,
Get on it.
is there a difference between ribbing with friends when they're okay? Now going back to that line that I was talking about a second ago. Do you think that line should remain where it is when it's, with people that you actually know, or do you think that there's a little more wiggle room allowed?
That was directed at me.
Yes.
All right. So here's the thing. Whenever I talk with the guys of the other admins on either the show or off air, we always give each other crap for each other's opinions, but like we joke about it. We accept that we all have opinions, and actually, here's the thing. It's actually funny that this happened because, as you all know, I'm a immensely passionate Star Wars fan, and I absolutely hate Attack of the Clones with every bone in my body. Do I bring it up all the time though? No, because I know there are people in this group I do like Attack of the Clones that enjoy that movie, and I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'm glad that you do enjoy it. And there was a point that everyone was giving so much crap to Attack of the Clones that even I got tired of him giving crap to a movie that I hate, that I want to give crap, but it's like I want to ignore that. I don't want to give crap on something that I usually love, because it's like I can get why people don't love certain things about Star Wars that I do, and I get that certain people love certain things about Star Wars that I don't. It's like I can get that. And whenever we talk on the internet with people, whenever we talk on the internet, we don't know the other person, and there also is a little bit of an interpretation issue, because this is actually how I got kicked out of the Collider Jedi Council fan group. I was with just being an asshole, sarcastic asshole, as I usually am on the internet, on like the shows and whatnot. But they interpreted it like it wasn't sarcasm, and it was actually serious. And then I got kicked out, and I didn't get back. So yeah. That can be an issue sometimes. So
and
it's just how you bring it.
Exactly.
How you bring it.
Exactly. And now to bring back on to where specifically this whole thing, where this whole conversation started from. Now, Kristen, again, I feel so bad for you because when you got the privilege to become an admin on these pages right in the middle of the shitstorm, which I don't have a name for it, but I'm just gonna call it Rokagate. Why not? Let's go with that.
Yep.
Why not?
Why not?
Guys, make that a meme. Rokagate.
Hashtag Rokagate.
Add a lot of gravitas to it.
That's valid. That
God damn it,
my God.
Okay, but no, seriously. Now,
Take 3 Productions was just shut down.
yes, exactly. But so Kristen and Manning, as two people who are very involved in both Schmoville and the Movie Trivia Schmodown Facebook pages, not as much as myself, oddly enough, even though I post there every Tuesday and Friday. But I
wonder what that is.
Oh yeah, no, that's not for promotional reasons at all.
At least we're not late for the party. What?
What?
Oh,
what?
Geez. Okay, seriously. Now the question. The question.
That was a pun, guys.
Stay on target.
Exactly.
Stay on target.
Why is it though, in your guys' opinions, why is it that fans feel the need to speak for whoever it is that they hero worship? Kristen, I want to start with you.
All right. Well, I think some of it is people just don't necessarily understand that their actions and words have consequences. They don't kind of understand that they're speaking to real people. They just think, oh, I'm just on the internet talking, and these guys are just going to guess I'm joking or not pay attention to me. But I mean, the Collider people read these comments. I mean, I've had a lot of times where in the middle of a live chat of like 3,000 comments, in the middle of it, someone will just like it, and it'll be like Mark Ellis or someone, and it'll be like 3 days later. They go through and they read a lot of these comments, and you think you're hiding from them, but you're not. And some of it's the anonymity. Ugh. Sorry, that's a word.
Close enough.
Close enough. Some of it's that, and some of it's just people don't care. The other thing is that they kind of just want the reaction. They want people to notice them. They want to, be in the spotlight, and they figure I can do that by being an asshole.
Yeah. Manning.
There are going to be those two-finger toots, as Christian referred to them as. Exactly. There's going to be me now. There are going to be those people in the comments, and it's just kind of like, I don't know how you, Kristen, however you guys deal with those people. Props to you. I don't know how I could deal with all that negativity, because there are two-finger toots out there, as evidenced by numerous comments in the Movie Trivia Schmodown page. But as you mentioned, what?
Nothing.
Oh,
continue.
Okay. Okay. Move along. But in reference to great, I totally forgot where I was going to go with that. Oh yeah. I didn't know about Rokagate until it had happened.
Same.
And knowing what made him leave and the entire negativity around that, when I tried to find something or talk to people about it, it broke my heart, because this guy specifically cares so much about the Movie Trivia Schmodown. He was one of the first people to do that Q&A, just do like an hour or too long, just answering questions. The guy took time out of his day to do that. And while we may not enjoy the Outlaw as a persona, the respect that I have, well, I mean, I do, other people may not enjoy the Outlaw persona, the amount of respect you need to have for this man and what he does should be immense, because he champions this more so than a lot of other competitors. But as in conclusion, really, that there will be two-finger toots, and the fact that these people are taking their time to do this for free, to give us entertainment, let's be a little bit nicer, guys, okay? This is the internet. We can change that, okay? There's negative stigma surrounding it, and there doesn't always have to be.
Oh, yes, and we here at Take 3 still remember quite the little incident of our own a few months back.
Wait, what? Sorry, no,
Yeah,
we're
not
not
going
opening that can of
Oh,
worms.
trust me. I would love to, but you know, I'm not going to right now. But
Oh God.
you know, but Kearns, I do remember you were pretty vocal about some of your opinions during the whole Rokugate incident. Do you want to maybe just quickly give us a rundown
yeah,
of that?
Sure. For those
Here
of
we
you
go.
who maybe are just tuning in, I am probably on the pages the biggest Mark Riley fan for Vishmona.
Really? Really? No, I
Dare
didn't.
someone
Never would've
to
guessed.
say
No
that
one would
you're
know
fan.
that.
Water's wet.
Now, after the title match, which I'm spoiling Vishmona, I apologize, Mark Riley won against John Roca.
Really? Sorry.
The amount of heat and just vile things that were being thrown at Mark Riley and at me and for just being a fan of him and trying to tell these John Roca fans, these Outlaw Nation fans, that Riley won fair and square. Stop. People, there were so many comments I saw that just no stars, no like little squiggles, anything, just fuck Mark Riley, tagging him in it, talking about, I'm going to bring it up. I don't care. Petitions that Roca deserves a rematch, even though it blows my mind.
What fucking idiot did that? I'm sorry. What fucking idiot did that?
We are not mentioning names on this thing.
Here's the thing. No. I seriously considered leaving the pages after that. These guys know I talked about it with them because I just went on there celebrating the win from my favorite competitor. I got so much hate for nothing than Mark Riley just winning. And Mark Riley, the things that I know he saw, because even though he shouldn't, because you should never feed a troll, he responded to so many. And then you got those, backing off of like, I was just joking, Riley. Yeah, I'm sure you were. It wasn't until Riley came and put you in your place that you backed off. Just stop. They don't have to do this. They have real jobs. They have real jobs, you realize. Mark Riley works from like 6 a.m. in the morning until the night on Claire. So John Roca hosts like 5 different podcasts. Jeff Snyder has a real job. Like all these guys have Jeff Snyder's a perfect person. Jeff Snyder has had to block people on Twitter after his match against Top 10. We need to stop. This is free entertainment. None of these people have to do this. They're not getting paid to do this. They're doing this because they love to do it. We need to stop and recognize they are characters. If you don't like their persona, that's fine. Attack the persona, not the person. Don't attack anyone. You want to disagree with me? Go right ahead, disagree with me, but don't attack me personally for liking someone you don't. Oh my God.
Woo!
All right.
Take a breath.
Can I just? Sorry. I just want to reiterate. A couple of months. I have never been the biggest fan of the opening part of the Schmodown. I've said this for months. I have never been a big fan of the WWE part of the Schmodown.
Me neither.
I'm just a fan of the trivia. And the other day, Christian put up a tweet. And I responded, and it was about how he's just happy that people are enjoying this, and the fact that and you have to acknowledge that, you know what, I might not be a fan of this one part of this thing, but guess what? This is free entertainment. I'm not paying for it. Like, I am actually not physically having to pay. I'm not doing what Screen Junkies do, where I have to pay them $10 and $5 a month, and I get content. This is free. Like, I don't. That's nothing against Screen Junkies. I love paying for content to Screen Junkies because I love their content. But I would willingly pay for it, but I don't have to. And that's what is amazing about this, is that it is 100% free enjoyment. The Fan Movie Trivia Schmodown page. The Movie Trivia Schmodown, the real one. The real one. Okay, I'm gonna be in trouble.
You say we're not real, Jacob.
They don't exist.
The actual Schmodown. Sorry, the actual Schmodown page. That was made by fans who just wanted to talk about the matches and enjoy the
One of
match
the first 20 members.
together. But that's what I mean. Like we were there to talk and celebrate. Why aren't we celebrating the fact that this free and wonderful entertainment is still free and wonderful?
Mm-hmm. It's getting better. It's getting better.
Yeah. Why aren't we actually
exactly.
celebrating that? No, we are instead in that group. We are now instead talking. Oh my God, my competitor lost. Well, yeah, I get annoyed when the Titans lose. If you watch any of these shows, you will know I am a massive Gold Coast Titans supporter.
He gets more than
And
annoyed. I'm just playing.
I get very upset when we lose. But you know what? We lose. And then next week we do better. Hopefully.
It's just a game.
And then it's
maybe not in the
but okay, but you know what? No, that and I feel like to close out the segment, here's what I want to do. I want everyone to give what I think is a great piece of advice to all the people who are these ball bags, these two-finger toots. Evan, I want you to start us off with just keep this brief because we are starting to run a little short on time, and I do want to get to a nice little announcement towards the end of the show. But
Okay.
Evan.
Well, we are running short out of time, but I have a quick piece to give in. This is going to take me a minute. I'm sorry, Chris. They were before Rokagate. There's another gate before it. I can't remember what it was, but somebody left it. Christian left the page.
Yep.
Yeah, Christian.
That was
and that was
It was
about,
only for like 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, but that was
Still.
that was about
Yeah.
people, the WWE thing. That was that.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
people wanting just a
But my
trivia
point
show.
is, there's a pendulum. It swings back and forth. We have good times in fandom, and then we have bad times in fandom, and it goes back and forth. Christian Gate was really bad, and then fandom was good, and then we had a Roka Gate back down. It's gonna get good again. We have to find a way to keep it consistently good as fans. And the hard part is it's gonna be impossible to keep out the two-finger toots. Okay, that's just gonna happen. But us as people on the internet, we have to learn. We don't have to respond. We can legit press the delete button. Bye. We can block them. And that will help make us and that's something I think people, whenever they get so entitled into this, they always want to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, into the part where they're actually hurting somebody or hurting yourself. Remember, there's always a block or delete button. That is very important.
Just sorry about that. Stop screaming that it's freaking censorship. It's not. It's called protecting the entity that you're trying to protect from people who are being vile to it. It's not censorship. It's you're being a dick.
Yeah, pretty much. Kees.
That's my bit. I'm done.
Kees, got anything?
Well, as someone who actually runs a YouTube channel and gets attacked all the time for expressing his opinions, when you're on the internet, make sure you have a thick skin, that you can actually take some shit from someone, because there will always be the people who don't understand opinions and will always give you shit for that. Have a thick skin. Just whenever someone on the internet, you don't know him, he doesn't know you, just let it go. Forget about it. It's your opinion and be happy with that. And don't let anyone bring you down if it happens.
I really like that.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, yeah. Kearns.
I'm going to just, before I give my final point, just let you know, we're not pretending like we're on high horse. We've all been victim of the bad side of fandom. Everyone here, I'm sure, has an example in their own time of, listen.
I've had death threats on YouTube.
Yeah.
DC. No, I'm saying we have done. I'm a DC.
When we have been the attackers.
Salty at Marvel fans, and I've attacked Marvel fans. We're all human. I understand that, and that goes to my point of we're all human. We're all going to make this mistake when we're fans of stuff. We started this. Chris thankfully started this with the perfect thing that I'm going to end with is draw the line. Figure out where the point is to where it crosses over from playful discussion to attack. Keep it in playful discussion. It's good to have an opinion, and it's good to, like Kay said, have a thick skin. If you have an opinion it's unpopular, fine, defend it. Don't let anyone change your opinion, but don't kill someone over the fact that they don't agree with you. Just, you just have to. That's all I gotta say on that. You know, we're not perfect. The internet is not perfect, but we can make strides to make it better.
But the internet is for porn, according to Avenue Q. However, thank you.
We have a woman on the show, Chris Stillman. Please.
That's a great
reference.
musical, so
It's a great musical.
See, okay.
It's one of the best of the last couple decades.
Thank you. But now,
right over my head.
Before we go to our guest, I'm just gonna quick give my last one, which is, look, guys. Sometimes, in some cases, the people who are doing this actually, honestly, might not know better, because maybe they have something that's, some kind of mental condition or whatever. And is that an excuse? No. But what that is,
but it might get you banned.
True. But what that does, what does open the door to, though, is that it invites you, the person who is saying something, invites you to gain a perspective. So that's my closing bit. Gain some perspective on other people before you make a judgment, like whatever. Now, Manning, our first guest, one of our guests, and Kristen, I'm saving you for last because, again, special announcement. Manning, final bit of advice.
It is okay to be upset. It is okay to be upset. I was upset after the Outlaw lost to Yodi, but that does not mean I have the right to go and start bashing Yodi and Kearns and all the fans of that, because he played a great game. He played a fantastic game. And I was upset that that happened because I had put so much of my heart and soul into the Outlaw Nation, and that is okay to be upset. But how you take out that anger and how you take out that animosity, do not take it out toward real humans. Human beings with feelings, okay? Because, as Karen said, we're all humans, okay? We're all humans.
By the way, Manning, you just remembered me of Inside Out.
Oh.
With your comments.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
If you haven't seen Inside Out, watch it.
I have. I loved it. I'm trying to remember.
Bing bong.
It'll hit me.
Oh.
It
Take
hit me.
it to the moon
Okay.
for me. No,
Okay.
that's something else.
Okay. Now, Kristen, our other guest for the night, closing advice.
Okay, just two things. You guys all have it easy because you're guys on the internet. I'm just gonna say that right now.
No.
Yeah, sorry. Can I? Yeah,
totally fair.
Yeah.
6 white guys talking about fandom. This is this works.
In general, it doesn't matter if you're famous or not famous or semi-famous or whatever. Being a female on the internet is an interesting experience because you have to not only have a thick skin, but you have to understand that there's just going to be people out there who are jerks, no matter what you say. Yeah, lots of those. I got lots of people who are just sitting in my, they try and friend me, and I'm like, I don't know you, so it's not going to happen.
Any of them named Chris Woodburn? Oh.
No.
What happened to not naming names?
No, actually, that's not one of them, but there's been a couple that I'll just let them sit there because, maybe one day I will know them, but I don't. So, but you definitely, if you're making a comment about any of the female competitors, just be very careful how you say it because life's not easy, especially on the internet, because people say lots of nasty, horrible, mean things that are offensive, number one, but I mean, you don't know anything about those people. And if you make comments about, their looks even, sometimes that's offensive to them. And I'm not saying you can't tell people they're pretty or whatever. That's fine. You guys are fine. I haven't read a lot of those really gross comments in a while, so that's nice. But, just make sure that we're tempering how we talk about the female competitors. Don't go easy on them per se, but make sure we're not being those people, because that's not what this group or any of the other groups are about. We're about having fun and talking about the Schmodown and talking about Schmoville, right? And then so real quick, second thing is just
you're good.
Yeah. for everyone on the receiving end of these, or if you're seeing comments, a quick example that happened. Actually, it's the same example 2 different times, but we had recently someone kind of go after Mance in one of the comments, and then someone who went after Brett in one of the comments, and everyone knows that Brett's my favorite. But
Scott Mance was very angry. Get back in the closet, Scott. I apologize.
But he basically, someone said something that wasn't quite very nice to each of them, and negative opinions are fine. It's just the way they said the negative opinions were very horrible, basically. And each of those people, Scott and Brett, both went after this person. It's not the same person, 2 different people. But they each commented and went after them. And you look at that and you start thinking about who they are and what they're talking about. And you realize they're not being trolls. They're just being guys with opinions. So I go in there and I comment and I say, hey, I don't think you're trolling, but try to keep it civil, because this is not what any of this is about. We're not here to be mean. We're not here to be rude. We're here to discuss these things. And if you have an opinion, just say it in a way that wouldn't offend you if someone said it about you. And each of these times, you treat it with rationality. You treat it with fairness. And each of these 2 times, both people came back and said, look, I respect Scott or Brett. They're good people. And I might not enjoy their segments, but I apologize for what I said. And I did not mean any harm. And that was the end of it. And that's 2 separate people with 2 separate issues, right? So all I'm saying is, if you see something like this happening, don't jump down their throat. Treat it with rationality. Treat those people, even though they're being rude, with a little bit of civility. And sometimes this stuff will work itself out.
Yeah. No, wow. That was very well put. That was so well put. So
Can we go out on a high note? Can we just really quickly go out on a high note? How was that? How was that Defenders trailer? Come on!
Yeah!
Hey!
Now let's go out on an actual high note. So there actually was a double reason that I invited Kristen on the show, and I did invite another Schmoeville admin, Brian Fernandez. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it tonight. That's fine. But part of the reason for that was next week we have a little event that I reached out to some of the Schmoeville admins, and it actually wasn't for this this event, for this show. It was just for something else, which is a little event that we here at Take 3 are just simply calling the Schmoeville Doubleheader, where because this is the Fan Movie Schmoedown League, fuck it, why not? So I invited to have in 2 separate matches, Brian Fernandez versus Kristen Smith, followed by Jen Kemp versus Rasika Wickramaratne. I'm not mistaken. So,
that's good.
Now, Kristen, are you nervous for your match? Do you think, like, okay, are there any categories that you're hoping to pick in your round 2 that will give you an advantage over Brian?
Okay, so my strong suit would definitely be Lord of the Rings. I've seen those movies 1.5 million times, and yep, I pretty much know almost everything that there is to know. That's not true. Please don't tell that to some people, because
somebody quote that right now.
To some people, because like Jen Kemp could beat me very easily at Lord of the Rings trivia.
Trust me, Jen Kemp is very tough to face.
She's terrifying. No, but I know a lot about it, and I really love those movies. And then strategically, I said one of my strengths was musicals, which I love musicals, but it's not an easy category. But I figure most people who are playing this game don't like them. So it's a little bit of strategy. If I get it wrong, most likely people won't be able to get that extra point on it.
Hey, you know what? No, that is actually a great point. And again, I kind of wish Brian was here so that way maybe he could give a little bit of smack talk too. But you know what? No, I love how you guys actually were cool with coming on, and we can't wait to release this. It's going to be a very fun doubleheader, and we're gonna and just let you know, guys, we will be doing more of these, undercard matches with some of the bigger ones. Like Jacob, 2 more weeks, man. Are you excited?
Da-da.
Okay.
Da-da.
The fact that I haven't actually heard from Jono thinks I might have scared him a little. So, I'd like to hear from you. I mean, where are you? It's been a month, dude. Like,
and
haven't
please,
heard from you anywhere.
And please don't let this 16-year-old prick talk for you who's 1 in 3. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
sorry. I have a message coming in from Jono.
No. You're not talking for him anymore.
I have a message coming from him right now.
The Bo Socks don't exist.
I have a message coming from right now.
No, you don't.
Jacob, you are going down.
No.
Evan, stop before I mute you. But that has been the Take 3 podcast. Guys.
Show.
Oh,
show.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Show.
Real quick. Tomorrow at 8:30 Central, we will be watching this movie.
Yeah.
Together.
You can't handle the truth.
But and Manny, both of you are more than welcome to join. If you didn't think this was already too crazy, you are all more than welcome to join. But yeah, we are going to watch that. It will be my first time. And I'm fairly certain nearly everyone else has watched it. So
I have not seen it, so I might take your word.
Really?
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one.
Wait,
good.
What did you say, Evan?
It's so good.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It's one of my favorites.
Like I said,
That will be tomorrow live at 8:30 Central.
Hey yo.
Yep. So I said that has been our show. Now, everybody, let's plug away. Kristen, our the Schmoville admin and a wonderful guest. Again, so looking forward to your match. Where can the good kids find you?
I'm pretty sure all my social media is under Smith_K10. That's the number, not the word.
Okay.
Yo.
Manning, our look, dude, can I just say it again? I love having you on our show because you just bring such charm. And yes, guys, you will be seeing him in the Ultimate Fan Showdown tournament this summer.
The tournament, and I am not underestimating this. He is.
Evan, you want to stop talking?
Okay. There we go. No, what he had to say actually needed to finally hear. The fact that I was not underestimated. I like that. Okay, there we go. But yeah, and I'm just here. There was a reason just because I love coming on. But yeah, you can find me at _Peyton. If I ever do post something on Twitter, you'll find it right there.
All right. Jacob, our Grouchy Ozzy.
Hey. I've been in a good mood.
Grouch.
Yeah, he's been in a good mood.
He's been good.
I'm getting better. You're seeing me fanboy out a little too much lately, so I'm going to go start being grouchy again. No, you can find me at just at Jacob London on Twitter, Facebook. Going to probably start using Twitter a bit more, and you can see me here every Sunday at 8:30 Eastern, where we will watch a movie together. Sorry, every Saturday 8:30 Eastern. Where we will watch a movie. It's Sunday my time. Next week I have a few good ones, so hopefully a few more people will vote. 2 that I haven't seen. So
is that all right, pun?
All right,
we're watching Two Good Men.
Yep.
Oh god.
Anyway, Kearns, where can the good kids find you?
You guys can find me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter, YouTube, MattMovie611, right here on Take 3, hosting every other Saturday the movie Fandom show. I want to apologize for interrupting some of our guests tonight.
That's all good. Evan, our host, where can the good kids find you?
Well, you can find me. Check 1, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
You're not going to live that down, buddy.
Sorry, you guys can find me as a writer on schmozno.com. I'm trying to get on there more frequently. It's just school, A-push exams are kicking my butt. Apparently some things in history happened that didn't happen. You guys can follow me at Twitter at EDEGRAFF11. Yes, I tweet my political opinions, so if you don't like them, you don't have to follow me. And yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, and Kees, apparently, according to one Mr. Timothy Smith, if you watch his Fan Schmodown reaction, holy shit, we're that popular now. Apparently, we get reactions. Whoa.
We're not that popular.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to him, you are my heterosexual life partner. So
He's not wrong.
Can you be found?
He's not wrong. That statement is totally correct on all levels.
You can find me, of course, in the tournament this summer, which is going to be awesome because I'm the number 3 competitor. Suck it, bitches, and suck it, Chris Day.
And
also,
encrypted,
you can find me hosting Between the Zones every Monday on Take 3, and I do some other stuff on Take 3 as well, like this stupid show and stupid kind of reactions to the Schmodown, whatever. And you can find me at Dutch Movie Guy on Twitter and the Dutch Movie Guy on YouTube. I don't post anything right now on YouTube because I'm figuring out my channel, so actually don't do that. But look out for Between the Zones. Bye, guys.
And as always, you guys can find me on Twitter at my band Last Shot Redemption at LSAR Band MN. You guys can find Take 3 Productions on Twitter at Fan Schmodown. And as always, make sure you check out the Fan Movie Schmodown Facebook page. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.